Give me a thumbs up, Charlotte, if you can hear and see me all right, thanks. All right then, so just get yourself nice and tall on whatever you're sitting on, and relax your arms, close your eyes. And I'd like you just to feel how you are. Turn your awareness to how you're feeling. And let your breath kind of go a little bit deeper, scratch beneath the surface of how you're feeling. So we've got 3 qualities that are referenced in yoga as to how our energy is. We've got Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. And Rajas is when we are overstimulated, let's say. Tamas is when we're understimulated, when we're kind of just feeling lazy, dark. And then Sattva is the balance in between. So if you just first of all look into how you are in your physical body, how's your physical body feeling? Where's its balance line? Is it more Rajas, overstimulated, feeling high energy? Is it Tamas, feeling quite heavy? Or is it Sattvic and just feeling a nice balance? Acknowledge that before you start. And do the same, observing your mind. What if your mind was on a little wave chart? What would the waves look like? Are they erratic? Are they kind of quite low and slow? Or have we got a nice even balance? See how you are. And it's not like you're doing it wrong, doing anything wrong to be either Rajas or Tamas. It's just observing, non-judgmentally over yourself. And then just go beyond your body, beyond your mind, and just for a short moment, how is your spiritual connection, your connection beyond just the thinking and the being in your body? And we'll revisit that later. Yeah, if you think beyond your body now, do you feel like you're kind of blocked there and that's as far as you go? Do you feel like you can really feel expansion and extension and connection? But then bring your palms together, thumbs to center of your chest. And begin with 1 round of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head down, blink your eyes open, cross your right shin in front of your left shin, move them so that the shins are crossed at the middle. Hands onto your knees, and you're just going to circle around in what we call a Sufi grind. So you're just moving your rib cage around your pelvis. Think of almost doing a hula hoop with the sides of your chest sort of action. And then let your breath find its place in that movement. Breathe through your nose so your mouth is closed. You can have your eyes closed if you want while you're doing this, just so you can really feel your way into it. It's like you're stirring your spine inside your torso. When you come forwards, pause and redirect the other way. And again, there's no wrong, no right, just a feeling within yourself of loosening off in this spiraling action. We're working in this block on the spring theme is just about always on rebooting, a clearing out, a detox, because that's what spring as its season lends itself to. So with that comes lots of twists, good breath. Come to center, sit nice and tall. And pause a second and just feel your spine finding the true center, sitting a little taller than before. Feel a connection into the earth all the way up through the center of your body to the crown of your head. And then switch the cross of your legs so your left shin is in front. Hands this time onto your shins rather than the knees, and holding the shins as you flex your spine forwards and backwards. And I'd like you to now sniff. So you inhale, sniff forwards, exhale, sniff back, and go at a pace that feels nice for you. It can be fast or it can be slow and considered. If you were feeling more of the tamas, the heaviness, then maybe pick the speed up and go a little bit faster. If you are feeling the rajas, that overstimulant, then start to slow it down and move into more steadiness in your movement, just so we can find that contrast to come to balance. As you pull the breath through your nostrils, feel the breath clearing out your nasal passages, working so that when we breathe through the other postures, there's a nice clear passage for the breath to move through. And then next, inhale, sit tall to the center, and again, sitting tall from the root to the crown. Relax your arms. Take a couple of breaths there, slow and deep. Move into feeling your body, but also feeling beyond the skin of your body, working your prana. Can you come forwards to downward dog? Move your block off to the side if you're sat on one. Spread all your fingers. Spread out your toes. And reach your hips up and back. Let's start with alternate knee bends. You can do them slow, really feeling into the back of the opposite leg, or you can go a little faster, like you're walking on the spot, if you want to add a little bit more energy into your body. And then find an even balance. Hips are high, sending your armpits back toward the legs. In downward dog, the hips are poking up like they're the top of a mountain. That's it, yeah. Spread all your fingers and root the knuckles into the mat. And walk your feet forwards at least a little foot length and take them wide on the mat. Reach your right hand to your left leg. Hold wherever you can, but if you can easily hold the leg, hold more down toward the ankle. Pull your right elbow toward the ground and look underneath your left armpit. At the same time, feel more weight going over into your right leg. Breathe deeply into your right lung. You're still in a downward dog. So your weight is still forward into your left hand. Yeah, you've just shortened your downward dog. Yeah, so you're still in a downward dog. It's just a bit shorter. You should be on a flat left hand, Feet further back, Stuart. Okay, switch sides. Right hand goes to the floor. You're in just a wide foot downward dog. Left hand to right ankle. Pulling on the right ankle and your left elbow pulls toward the ground so they get broadening around the shoulder blade. Look underneath your right armpit. And send a bit more weight over into your left leg this time to prevent the hips from twisting. Twist your torso, your spine. Another breath, breathing through your nose. And then when you undo from that side, drop both knees to the ground, feet together, child's pose, arms stretched in front of you. Claw the ground with your fingers and reach long through your arm. And then walk so the left hand comes onto your right hand. Your hands can be on the mat or just off the mat. Left hand on top of right hand. Left hand on top of right hand. That's it. Head between your arms. Press slightly so that the left arm stretches longer. Breathe into your left lung. And then go across to the other side. This time, your right hand steps across on top of the left hand. And as the right hand sits on top, it tries to stretch further along, opening and breathing deeper into your right lung. Then back into center. And if you stay in a kneeling position, drop your right forearm to the mat so it's in front of your knees. Yet touching your knees. Turn the palm upwards and bring your left hand onto your left hip or thigh and twist. Roll the left shoulder open. Feel your right ribs turning toward the right thigh, but without touching the right thigh. Knees are as close together as you can, and as your forearm comes across in front of both knees, that way, that's it, yeah, palm up, push down into the forearm so you get a little bit more height, more space in the shoulders. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale, left forearm onto the floor. Inhale, twist to the right, and exhale, twist a bit deeper. Inhale, pushing into the forearm, finding length from your tailbone, which sits evenly between the heels, all the way out through the crown of your head. See if you can feel the twist without the legs shifting. They stay in the kneeling position. Inhale, exhale, both hands to the floor. Downward facing dog with your feet back into their regular distance apart. This time we're going to lift up and lower both heels. So inhale, the heels are high. Exhale, heels are low and your toes might lift from the floor. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels low and the toes might roll up. Take a couple more like that. Using the heel lift to get the hips higher and keep the hips high this time. Heels high, hips high. Good. And then lower down onto your knees. Keep the heels off the floor and come to kneeling, sitting back on your heels again with the toes tucked. If you can't tuck the toes in that position, then you can have them pointed instead or come up into a high kneeling position instead. Okay, so then let's see if we can bring the knees off the floor. If you're in a high kneeling position, just ignore that. Squeeze the legs together. So squeeze your inner thighs. Find your balance, hands come off the floor. Nice. Take your left hand to your right knee and then start to turn. Right arm extends round behind you. Turn your chest, turn your gaze and look toward the wall to the right side of the room. Keep squeezing in the legs. Try to keep the legs together and lift your pelvic floor muscles, engage your belly muscles. Slowly come to center with an inhale. Exhale, your right hand comes onto your left knee. You're not sinking into your legs, squeeze them. Almost like your legs are starting to pull you up slightly as you twist. Extending your left arm round behind. Holding onto the left knee. Notice if your right knee has gone lower or shifted further forwards. Keep the legs squeezing evenly together. Another breath. And then on your inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down to the floor. This time walk your feet forwards towards your hands. Feet about hip distance, that's 2 fists apart. Put our hands on our shins, inhale, flat back. Hands around the calves, exhale into the legs. Hands to shins, inhale, flat back. Hands around calves, exhale into the legs. One more time, inhale, hands to shin. And exhale, hands around the calves and stay there. Palms pressing on the back of the legs. If you can't get to the calves, put your hands on the back of the thighs instead. And then just start to press your legs against your palms. Draw your torso in a bit deeper. Let your head release toward the floor. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. As your legs press back, your body follows the legs back. You're going to bend your knees quite a lot. Touch the ground with your fingertips, look slightly forwards along the floor, and then take your arms by your side, palms face up, shoulders roll back. Sit back a bit more into the heels, so more weight going into your heels, even though the toes stay on the floor. Chair pose. Try and feel there's an evenness in the gap of your legs, an evenness in the left leg, the right leg. Good, and then from there, lift your arms, come all the way up to standing. We're going to inhale, 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 exhale. In, out. In the nose, in the nose, in the nose, out the mouth. In, out. Sniff, 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 out. Make a sound. One more. Arms up, inhale, and sweep your arms all the way through. Exhale, inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way through. Continue. In and then out, either through your nose or your mouth. Inhale up, swooshing your arms. So the first one really worked on your breath, whereas this is working on your pranic breath, known as aura cleansing. So you're swooping your arms through as though you are clearing any stagnation, wintry stagnation in your auric field, invisible to the eye, but definitely felt in how we feel. Take a few more. Inhale up. And one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release your arms down and just pause a moment. Close your eyes. Be heavy in your feet and feel that little wake up to your whole body, nervous system, your energy. See if you can tame that energy to feel its waves calming. Calm your breath, control the breath. Notice the little kind of bubbles dancing around your body like a fizzy water. Our feet are going to stay at hip distance as they are. This time when you take your arms back, you're going to lift your heels off the floor and try and balance on the balls of the feet, heels high. Arms back, we'll have the palms facing up, palms pressing to the ceiling. Find your balance there. Front of the mat, Sarah. Front of the mat, Sally. Sorry, yeah. Okay, another breath. Take your right hand down, straighten your left leg and twist to the left. Lift the left shoulder up toward the left arm. Your right knee is bent still, the right heel can stay off the ground. And as you twist, see if you can line your bottom arm, your chest, your shoulders right up to your top arm. If you struggle to do that, you can put your hand on a block. Then keep your weight down in your left leg and step your right leg back to a lunge with a twist. Your right hand might shift back a little and you can go flat onto the right palm if you're on your fingertips. Wriggle your right heel back so you're nice and long in your lunge. You haven't taken just a halfway step. Push the thigh bone away from the ground. Twist your belly. Squeeze the left hip. Last inhale. Lower the back knee and swoop your arms all the way up into low lunge, high arms. Inhale. Exhale, elbows go down into cactus shape, pressing back through the forearms. Inhale as you lift, palms face one another. Exhale, palms face forwards. 3 more. Inhale. I'd like you to stick your tongue out. 2 more. Inhale. Get right to the bottom of the lungs. Inhale. This time with your mouth closed. Exhale, arms down. And then tip your forearms down, interlace your fingers behind and stretch your arms back. Sink the hips forwards a little more. Lift the pubic bone. Lift up through your chest. Pointing your index fingers above the back heel if you can. Keep the chest up high. Keep your gaze steady. 1 more breath there. As you exhale, your hands come down onto the floor. Straighten your back leg. And then we're just going to straighten both legs, sorry. We're just going to shift our weight back and forwards a few times through your front foot, through your back foot, lifting the back heel, lifting the front toes, lifting the back heel. And come onto blocks if you need to, so that you can do that with your legs reasonably straight. Roll on the soles of the feet. And when your front foot goes flat, shorten the stride with the back foot, just a few inches. Turn the back heel to the middle line of your mat and plant it down. Bow forwards over your front leg and shift a little bit of weight forwards so that we're halfway between both legs and the hips feel level. You can either keep your hands on the floor or the blocks, or you could try taking your hands off the floor, reach behind the back leg and interlace your fingers around the back of your right leg. Your choice, it's more balancy. You also need to be able to reach round the back of the right leg if you're going for that option. That foot wants to be a bit further that way, and then you're not balancing on a tightrope. You're more on 2 planks. So that's it. Okay, let's take our hands back to the floor. And then keep the back heel to the floor, bend your front knee a little, just a very easy warrior 1, lifting up. So it's a short warrior 1, you don't need to adjust the back leg. Arms come up, inhale. Shift your weight forwards from warrior 1 to warrior 3, lift the back leg, toes point to the floor, roll your shoulders back and palms pressing up toward the ceiling. Keep lifting through your back leg and leveling across your hips. 2 more breaths. See if you can feel that back leg trying to lift the same height as your chest. 1 more breath. Keeping your balance, just touching the ground with your right toes, and then lifting the right knee in front of your right hip for a twist. Can you bring your left hand onto your right knee and your right arm round behind, turning your chest to the right, turning your gaze round. Squeeze in with your standing leg hip. Reach tall from your foot to the crown of your head. Control, inhale, look forwards, and exhale, release back down. Instead of in, this time we go in, just the other way around. Okay, so still with a sniff breath. Inhale, 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 little bends. In, out. Through the mouth as you exhale. In front, to the sides, above, exhale. In front, to the sides, above, exhale. Front, side, above, exhale. Front, side, above. One more. And then the full auric swoop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swoop through. In and out. Once you get going with it, if you want to close your eyes, you can. Feel really heavy and grounded through your feet, your legs, but then feel action in the upper body, the rajas and the tamas, creating balance. Think of swooshing through your own energy surround. Clear it out. Couple more. Arms up, inhale, and then you bring your arms down, and we'll just let that settle for a moment. Closing your eyes if you hadn't already. Noticing the after effects. It feels to me like stuff dancing around inside. And there's more energy kind of lifting, expanding around the outside. As your eyes open, if you did step back for that, step toward the top of your mat again. Your heels lift as your arms go back. This time we're going to have the palms facing to the floor as your arms go back. So the back of the hands lift toward the ceiling, palms face down. Lift your heels, lean forwards a little. Press the front of the feet as far forwards as your toe and ankle joints will allow. Remember that little squeezing of the legs you did when we were balancing on our toes with the twist? Now take your left hand down to the floor, straighten your right leg and look up towards your right arm. You can be on a block with your left fingers if you need to. See if you can turn a little more, rotating your breastbone round to the right. Softening and opening across the collarbones out through your arms. Good, so when you step your left leg back into a twisting lunge, you're going to have your left hand in line with your left foot, so it's just replaced where your left foot was. You're still twisting up, push up through the left thigh, squeeze in through your right hip. Wriggle the back leg a bit further back if you feel you need to, so that you can get your hips about level with your knee. You want a longer stride, Sharon, so if you can take up more of your mat, start further forwards. Okay, lower your back knee, arms come up. Lunge position, inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows wide, cactus. Inhale, arms up. And again, exhale, arms wide, pushing back. 3 more, tongue out. Your arms lift. Keep the mouth closed, arms down, flip the forearms down, and then as your hands interlace, go with the other thumb and index as your dominant ones this time. Stretch back, lift the chest. Keep lunging forwards through your hips. Get open in the front of your left thigh. And the index fingers point out and lift them to try and point higher than your back heel. Feel your shoulders trying to roll back to the fingertips. Last inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the back knee, straighten both legs. You probably need to make a slightly shorter stride already. And just shift your weight back and forwards from the back heel to the front foot. Back heel down, front foot down. Shift back and forwards a few times. Good. When you come forwards to the front foot, that back foot might step a tiny bit closer. Turn the heel to the middle line of the mat. And then take a bit of weight forwards into the front leg so your hips feel square as you bend over your right leg. You can keep your hands on the floor or blocks, or you can reach back behind the back of your left leg, interlacing your fingers. You do that, you're working a bit more with balance. So squeeze up the inner thighs, squeeze into the pelvic floor. Engage your knees up the center of your legs so your legs are engaging. Around the outside of your right leg, Laura. So right arm around and then the left arm around the outside of the left leg. So your arms around the outside of both legs, that's it. And then try and get your hands interlaced behind the back of the left thigh. Good. Hands come down to the floor. You're going to take warrior one, but it's only a short one. So bend your front knee, arms up, inhale. Arms behind, exhale. We're going to go palms facing the floor. Shift forwards, warrior three. Pick up your back leg. Toes point to the ground. Push away through the sole of the foot. Keep lifting and rolling back. Lifting through the arms. Find your steady point. If your foot needs to take a temporary little touch to the floor, do. Left leg comes forwards. You can touch the floor if you need to recalibrate the balance. Lift your left knee. Right hand goes to left knee. Left arm goes round behind. Twisting. Flex your left foot. You want to feel like you're standing on a platform with your left foot. Mentally, that might help you stay steady. Can we engage up through the midline of energy, out through the crown? And then come back into center and release your leg back down. This time, bring your feet together. Take your arms up, interlace, and make your pointer index fingers again. With an inhale, get longer. Exhale, hips to the left, lean to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips to the right, lean to the left. Inhale, center. You want to go like a tick-tock. Exhale, over. Inhale, legs together, Sarah. Exhale, over. Legs together, Sarah, so your inner legs touch. That's it, inner ankles touch. And exhale, center. One more time each way. Try and keep your armpits square. And then when you come to the center this time, stay there. Nice. Bring your hands into a prayer position. Go down into the chair, but keep your heels on the floor. Yeah, for anyone who's further back on their mat, from about a third of the mat further back, you're too far back. Walk forwards. There should be no more than a full foot length between your feet and the front of the mat, or thereabouts. Okay, so let's take a rotation. Left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Rotate your torso, looking to the right. And rolling the left knee back slightly. Keep the inner legs connected. If it's a bit deep, you put your forearm across the knees, like you had your forearm on the floor at the beginning. Good. See if you can really keep a firm connection between your elbow or your forearm on the right leg. Lift the left heel, just lift the left heel to begin with. And as your left heel lifts, steadily step that leg back, nice long stride. If it didn't get very far, wriggle the heel so you can wriggle your toes back a bit further. Press the thigh bone up, squeeze your right hip in. You want a long stride. If you don't take much of a stride back, then wriggle that back foot a bit further so you can get a, that's it. Yeah, put your hand to the floor as you take the foot back a bit further if you need to. That's it, yeah. So you can feel you're in a lunge as well as the twist. Last inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms come all the way up, high lunge position. Keep pressing out through your back heel. Good. Push out through the back heel and lengthen even more now through that front left line of your body. Can we even try and turn the left armpit forward slightly, like your torso is trying to turn toward the right, but it's not? Just to help you get that extra length. One more breath. And exhale. Hands down onto the floor. Step forwards, lifting the left leg up. And we're coming into half moon, so keep the left leg lifted. Right hand is either on a block or the floor in line with your right little toe off the front of your mat. Lift the left arm, turn toward the left, turning on your right hip. So turn the left leg open. Bring your right hand further forward so it's underneath your shoulder, the one on the floor. Forwards, under your shoulder, forwards. It wants to be further. There you go, that's it. There, that's it, yeah. Another breath. Great. Take a really big step back to a plank position. Both legs back, fingers spread. Push out through both heels. Reach out through the crown of your head. We're holding this. We're going to hold it for about 30 seconds. If it's a little strong for you, touch your knees to the floor. It's fine to have the knees touching the ground, especially if you feel like you're sagging, because what that will do is it will shorten the length and it will give you more power into your core. If you go too strong and the power's not in the core, you'll just sink in your back. Good. You rest out of child's pose, out of plank into child's pose. Maybe putting your hands under your head. Relaxing through the shoulders, neck, back. We're going to do a second one, but it'll be on your forearms. So shift forwards to your forearms, look between the thumbs. And reach your legs back into plank again, pushing out through your heels. As you do that and you press out through your heels, we want to stay there or touch the knees to the floor, either of those two options. Okay, yeah, hips down a bit lower, Jackie, that's it. Again, another 30 seconds. Keep pushing the ground down with your forearms and lifting through the sides of your waist. Push your thigh bones further back in your legs. Almost there. Good, then the knees go down. Child's pose again, this time with your arms by your side in child's pose. So your hands are palms up by your feet. Shoulders flat. Great, and then downward facing dog. Right leg lifts high, inhale. Turn your right hip open. Bend the right leg and push your knee away from your left ankle. Lift the right knee away from the left ankle. Then turning your right armpit to face the back right corner of the mat as you continue to lift the knee. And one more breath there. Then big step forwards, right leg first, left leg follows. Flat back, inhale. Fold over the legs, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose all the way to standing, lift. Bring your feet together, interlace your fingers your less dominant way. Inhale longer through the sides of your body. Exhale over to the right. Inhale center. Exhale over to the left. Feel the outside hand ever so slightly kind of pulling and lengthening the opposite arm up and over. Inhaling center. Exhaling across. Hug the belly in, continuing to go side to side in a tick-tock motion in time with your breath. When you come to center, hold it there, inhale, exhale, hands to prayer, go down into bent knees. And again, if you're far back on your mat, wriggle forwards. Take the right elbow to the left knee or thigh this time. If you want to put your forearm on the leg instead, that's fine. Try and draw your right hip back a little as we hold the chair pose twisted, Parivrtta Utkatasana. We want to feel there's a twist. Then lift your right heel and stay confident and steady and try and slide the right leg back into a lunge position. If you need to put your hand to the floor, you can, to establish the twisted lunge. So you could go to the twisted lunge that we did earlier where your hand was on the floor and the other arm is open in the air. You can have your forearm on the leg, or you can stay here as you are in the prayer twist. Yeah, so have your hand on the floor in that twist if you need to. Try and wiggle further back through that back foot again. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Get a bit longer. Hips, then bend that front knee a bit more. There you go, that's it, yeah. Okay, then both hands come down to the floor. Step back to plank. Sorry. Keep your foot there. High lunge, arms up. Don't want to skip that on this side. Back heel stays off the floor. Push out through the back heel and feel the front of your right hip roll forwards. And the right armpit trying to twist toward the left slightly. Even though there is no twist happening, it's just that feeling of nudging that way. Now we inhale, exhale, hands down and into plank. Holding the plank 30 seconds again. So think core strength. Yeah, put your efforts or put your mental connection into where we want the effort to happen. And wherever something moves in one direction, there's a rebound action. So for example, if we have negative thoughts and we put them out, the rebound comes back, more likely to be matching that quality. The same here, as you push it into the ground, I feel that rebound effect pushing you back up again. Okay, knees down, rest head on your hands. Well done. That was a bit longer than 30 seconds, actually. Then we're doing another 30 in the forearm. So one more time, come forwards to forearm plank. Look between your thumbs. You can take the knees touching the floor option. Okay, 30 seconds starts now. Good. When we get into spring, we want practices that heat us up more because the heat process is part of that detox cleansing practice that we look for in a spring yoga routine. So work on that, feeling the heat build up inside as you put the effort in. Building that furnace in your belly. 5 seconds. And then when you're done, back into child's pose, arms by your side. Take a few rest breaths. See if you can go quite quickly from that work to the no work, from the effort to the ease. I'm going to come into a couple of back bends on our tummy. So if you can come down onto your belly. And have your arms by your side. Arms are facing up to begin. Let's tuck our toes under. So with your toe tips touching the floor, push your knees straighter so that your knees lift off the floor. Yeah, so your legs are now straightened, but your toes are touching the ground. Hug the belly muscles in, lift your head, chest and arms. Keep the toes touching the floor and keep pushing out through your heels. The toes are touching the floor, heels are pushing out. Yeah, so we've got actually some contact to the floor. If you feel it's a little strong in your upper body, you could even bend your arms and put your hands on the floor so you've got some contact in the upper body as well. Then point your toes away. So you don't need to lift your legs any higher, you just point out through your feet. Turn your palms the other way. Palms downwards. Keep lifting through the arms, hugging in the belly muscles. Activate your pelvic floor in this as well. So it's like a zip coming up the inner thighs, meeting the perineum, zipping up to the belly. Last inhale. Exhale, lower down and push back to a straight arm child's pose. Let your elbows bend and rest on the floor in your straightish arm child's pose. Take another breath. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, turn the hip open, bend the knee. Continue to lift your knee away from your right ankle. Press the outer right hip back. As your knee lifts and turns and turns and turns, your left armpit continues to press back, so the chest stays square, but the pelvis keeps turning. Yeah, that's it, Larissa. Leg in the air, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forwards, right foot forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs, turn your toes slightly out, drop into Malasana squat. From your Malasana squat, bring your hands behind, walk your fingers back and see if you can come straight back into reverse tabletop. If you need your bottom to touch the floor first, that's fine. Lift the hips, press to the soles of your feet so that sometimes the outside edges of the feet get more weight than they need to in this. So feel like you're zipping up the inner legs towards each other. Lift the chest a little higher. Good, and then lower the hips down. Straighten out your left leg, drop your right knee out to the side. Nice. Turn your chest toward the left. Sit tall. So sitting tall, turning to the left. The right hand is on the outside of your left leg. Keep pressing the right hand on the outside of your left leg. Take your left hand round behind, and if you can, it can slide round your lower back and catch hold of the inner right thigh. If you're nowhere near that, it's fine. Put your fingers on the floor and keep them there. Then you can slide your right hand further down the side of your leg and maybe catch the outside edge of your foot. Some of you will stay with your hand on the leg instead. Hold for 5 more breaths. 3. 2. And then lift this shoulder back a bit more.
Yeah, I don't think anything more.
That's all right. And then inhale, center. Now bow forwards over your left leg. Janu Shasana, head towards left knee. It's called head to knee pose, but I'd like you to think more about head lengthening across the leg pose. So instead of just dropping your head down, you're looking for length. If you grabbed a belt, then you hold the belt around the foot instead of holding onto the foot. So that you can use that to help pull the side of your body long. Lift from here, lift from here, and up there. So I'm going to give you, so let me move you a little. Up a little bit higher. That's it. Now push the legs straight up. And then lift a little bit higher. So you're kind of lifting your rib cage up and out of the pelvis rather than dropping. And then inhale, come all the way up. Can your left leg bend on top of your right leg? So this is how I mean. You're there at the moment. Bend your left leg and drop it on top of the right ankle. So the shin or your ankle is resting in the instep of the foot. Your knees are apart. Good. And then take a twist the other way. So you're going to turn around to the right. Look over the back shoulder. And then come to center. Roll on your bottom soles of the feet. Reverse tabletop again. Hands flat, feet flat. Lift the bottom up. Last inhale. Exhale, lower your bottom down, straighten your right leg, left knee drops out to the side. Okay, so sit tall, turn your chest toward the right, and then take the left hand to the outside of your right leg. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. Sitting tall, twisting. Can your right hand come round behind you? And then see if you can clasp hold of the inner left thigh. Hold the belt there, and then your hand get your leg. Oh, yeah, it can. So this hand's going to hold as close to your foot as you can. That's it. And then lift the spine tall as you turn. That's it. And you can maybe, that hand can hold the belt. There you go. And you can use that to roll the shoulder around. There you go. Do you want to try it with a belt, Jim? Or are you happy as you are?
Oh.
Yeah. 2 more breaths. On an inhale, turn to center. Exhale, bow onto your right leg. It doesn't mean you're going to touch it. And your hands go towards your right foot. Yeah. It means you want to try and, so head to knee is kind of where we're aiming towards after, for some people, many years of practice. So think more about your head in that direction, but with a long spine. Lengthen your spine. Hold these 2 bits of the belt like that. That's it, there. And now pull on the belt and lift your chest up higher. Sit taller. That's it. And then press the leg down. And without letting your head drop, still stay there. That's it. That's it. And then the leg pressing down a bit more. There we go. So you're kind of rolling your shoulders back and taking the spine longer. Nice. And then inhale, sitting up. Exhale, right leg bends onto the left leg. And twist round to the left. So the knees separate a little. Looking round over your back shoulder. Bharavajasana. And then back into center. 1 more reverse tabletop. Anyone who prefer to try reverse plank a little harder, legs are together and you come up with straight legs instead of bent legs. If you're doing the straight leg one, legs together, and try and lift the soles of your feet, the top of your feet up. Good. Lower your bottom down, legs straight, even if you had them bent. Make sure there's enough mat out behind, and arms in front. You're going to roll down, and when your lower back touches the floor, pause, looking at your feet. Either just hold it there, or if you're quite strong in your core, you can lift your legs off the floor, the height of your head, lower back touching the ground. 30 seconds. You can always choose to drop the legs back down again, or place the legs back down again if that feels like it gets a little strong. Calm, steady breath. If you feel it pinching in your back, or your back is arching from the floor rather than going down to the floor, then put the legs back down. Lower all the way to the floor. Everything rests. Take a few breaths. Relax. And bending your legs so the feet are flat. We'll just take a figure 4 stretch. Right ankle crossing onto the left knee. Hands behind the back of the left leg. Use your right elbow to press the right knee wide. And head to the floor or on a block. So if your head lifts, put your head on a block. Another one as well. Because all that's raised there, that's saying that your head's going too far back. Okay, and then hold. So if you can put your arms into the gap between the legs, lift your head and chest, and bend your elbows so you're holding your shin in your bent arms. Now, if you can't do it with bent arms like that, you can hold your foot with the left hand, your knee with the right hand as an alternative. Otherwise, you've got your arms in this shovel with your arms, your leg in your shovel, sorry, and then extend the left leg out. Keep the chest lifted, lower back to the floor, hold it there. It's a reclined pigeon, and you want this foot to be flexed, your right foot to be flexed. There's a bit of core work. Bend the left leg back in again, foot to the floor, and release your right foot down. Left ankle onto right knee. Hold back the back of the right leg. Left knee wide. So we're doing that first one first of all. Hands are behind the back of the right thigh. And again, if your head falls back, then pop something behind your head so that the chin is level with your forehead. We'll take that pigeon version of it. So you put your arms through the gap, lift your head and shoulders, and you either make your arms like a shovel and catch hold of the left shin and extend your right leg, or you can hold your foot with the right hand, the knee with the left hand, and doing the same thing. The right foot doesn't matter whether it's pointed or flexed, but the left foot is flexed. Bring the shin closer and closer to your chest, the chest lifting through your abdominal strength. Good, and then both legs bend back down to the floor. And let them rest there a moment. Let your legs straighten out and give yourself just a little shimmy, a shake on your mat. Take a short Shavasana before we do a little pranayama. If anything doesn't feel even, adjust it so you feel evenness in your left and right side. If you're not sure, lift your head, look down and check yourself. Anything that feels rigid or restrictive, move that so it feels free and open. Feel a merging of all your energy flows into harmony and balance. A deep breath in and out. Bending your legs, turning onto your side. And when you make your way to sitting, just for a short pranayama, make sure you're comfortable in whichever sitting position you get to. We'll just do 1 minute of each of these. So I'll talk you through it. It's nice and simple. It's a breathing prana flush. So first of all, get your spine up straight. Balance your chest over your pelvis, your head over the center of your chest. So it feels like there's a central channel running right down the middle of your body that's open, kink-free. And everything else is soft and releasing from it. When you breathe in, imagine you're pulling the breath from the earth up through that channel, all the way up to the top of your head. And when you breathe out, you're sending the energy back down from the top of your head, back down to the ground. So inhale, pulling energy up from the earth to the sky. Exhaling, pulling it back down from the sky to the earth. Just at your own pace. Mentally follow that flow of intention. Pushing and pulling prana. When your breath next passes the center of your chest, sit there. Just let your attention sit like it's sitting in the palm of your heart. Rest your attention in the center. We're now going to flush it the other way. So when you inhale, I'd like you to pull it from above all the way down to the earth. And when you exhale, you're pulling it back up from the earth, back up through your body to the crown of your head. So inhale, pulling the air down. And exhale, pulling the air back up from your root to your crown. Your breathing hasn't changed. It's just the intention, the focus behind the breath. Inhale, pulling down. Exhale, pulling back up. Watch behind your closed eyes the effects of that way of breathing. And the next time your breath passes the center of your chest, in your heart, stay there. Be in your energy heart in the center, surrounded by your awareness. Breathe normally. And finding a balance there. Feeling really centered in yourself. Centered in your body, your mind. And then just maybe now notice any connection you have to feeling the more subtle you. And the spiritual aspect of being beyond the body, perhaps a connection to a force that flows through you, that's greater than you. And those little moments of connection you get, building a positive relationship with that bigger aspect of ourself, the strength and power of energy. Palms come together. We'll close with one big resonant Om. Full breath in. Om. You all, namaste. Thank you. Great. See you next Monday. Have a cracking week.